Good evening. Yes. So, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. This series that we launched recently, that is Manthan series. The concept of Manthan is like to churning your knowledge, going in deep and knowing about what exactly the UPSC is. And it is completely related to the orientation, general orientation about the UPSC. The candidates who ever prepare for this UPSC examination, even after their preparation also, during their time of preparation itself, they get lot of questions in their mind related to optional subject or the note making process, selecting the optional subjects, and how to go ahead with the test series, preparation strategy. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ they will have questions in their minds. And also for the initial stage, whoever wanted to prepare their examination, they need to know in-depth knowledge regarding what exactly the civil services examination is. That is the intention of this month and series. So this is a new initiative, and the intention of this series is about to provide the complete knowledge regarding its examination, UPSC Civil Services examination. So whoever prefer to study for their IAS as well as KS examination, you would like to take this initiative to them, and they'll get benefit out of it. So out of here and as online, how many of you have the knowledge based on the UPSC IAS examination? Is that knowledge or freshers? Just type in chat box. I can see that as well. How many of you are freshers? Freshers. I don't know anything about UPSC, sir. Just I want to know. So all of you are freshers. What about online? Myself, Diksha, fresher. Okay, fresher. Very nice. Because the freshers is the place where we can put a lot of information. If you have empty mind, it is easy for me to fill it up. Okay, right. So first and foremost thing, I want to give you the gist about what this examination. Remember, if you take the government examination, it is categorized into different types: All India services, central services, and state services. And even the rest of the banking examination is also there. So we need to understand why this UPSC is more important and prestigious in India. If you take one particular examination which gives you more than 24 services, and also you will get more benefit in terms of preparing for this examination. As of my view, in any respective of any degree background, according to my view, the citizen, particularly the nation, citizens of India, supposed to go through at least only once in their lifetime about the UPSC syllabus. It makes them responsible citizen of the state. Yes or no? Because multiple subjects you study. So automatically it makes you responsible citizen of the nation while knowing the law which made by the country for you. And what about your responsibility in terms of preserving the environment, about the political system of the state. Likewise, multiple knowledge that you will gain from this particular syllabus. That is my intention. IAS, IPS is secondary. That is your dream to be. It is your goal. So here, what is my intention is that you need to understand what is the purpose of preparation of this examination. People will come to take any government job, government post. They wanted to get skill in their life. That is the intention. But if you take the importance of this preparation, which helps you in different services as well. Okay, so in this session, I divided the topics into all this category. So we are going to discuss about the structure of this examination and about the syllabus and subjects that you need to give concentration. Then what kind of strategy that you can keep throughout your preparation time, and how to choose the optional subject and what is the importance of the optional subject, and interview preparation. Okay, then coaching is required or self-study is required, and what is the importance of previous year analysis of the question paper as well as the newspaper read. So all this category only that we are going to discuss. Remember, all this points is top questions in the mind of the aspirants. Okay, when you get to know about all this information, it is easy for you to understand to approach this examination. Okay, right. So any idea about UPSC, Union Public Service Commission? Yes, what is that? Yes, tell me. Okay, fine. Any answers from online? What exactly the UPSC is about? So during the time of British rule, Federal Public Service Commission, the name. Okay, to recruit the civil servants to take care of day-to-day administrative activity of the British government. That is the purpose of creating this board. Such same like SP, like State Public Service Commission also came into existence in the name of provincias. Earlier, they used to call our state as what? Provincias. Okay, so that is the intention of this UPSC board. So first, we are going to discuss about the exam structure. Okay, exam structure. What exactly required for your examination? See here, a few basic information I want to convey. To appear for this examination, a candidate must pass in their degree with any recognized university. That is a basic qualification. Percentage doesn't matter. 95 percentage, 90 percentage only can appear in that. There is no fixed of the percentage. Irrespective of whatever it may be the percentage, they can appear for the examination. Okay, but the thing is, they need to get clarity, clear of 10 plus 2 as well as 3. That is the intention. So the first point that you need to understand is the basic qualification is degree. Arts, science, commerce, engineering, medical, whatever it may be the background. Any degree you can appear because it is called as non-technical examination. You have two categories in the government examination. One is technical and another one is non-technical. Okay, technical means you need to have a separate subject specialization to appear for that examination. But for the non-technical, there is no need of any specified subject. Okay, you need to clear the degree that's paramount. That is the intention. Okay, so that is a point. Degree. Second, how many attempts? How many attempts? What is the age limit? That is very important. So 21 to 37 maximum. Depends on the category. Depends on the category. General category, how many attempts? 6 attempts. From 21 to 32 years old, they can write the examination. For the OBC, 21 to 35, 9 attempts. For SC and ST, 21 to 37, unlimited attempts. Okay. So that is basic information. Now, I would like to give you some concept that you can change the perspective of the stages of the examination. Don't think very prelims, mains, and interview. Prelims, mains, interview. That is not your stage. Remember that factor. UPSC to evaluate few things from you. The concept which is popularly called as okay, one candidate supposed to have the quality of 3A. What is 3A? Aptitude. First one is aptitude. Second one is analytical. Third one is attitude. Okay, right? So UPSC is expecting from you all these three qualities. Your aptitude is which stage? Prelims. Your analytical is which stage? Mains. Your attitude is what? Interview. Okay, don't think prelims, mains, interview in your mind. Keep aptitude, analytical, and attitude. If you have that qualification, qualification to be qualified, which is known as what? Aptitude. Then you will be eligible for which exam? Mains. If you have the knowledge of having the basic background knowledge of the subjects and easily you can interconnect with the contemporary issues, how you are doing the analysis. That comes under your mains exam. The last part is about to check your leadership quality and what kind of personality you are. That is your attitude. Okay, so change the perspective of this examination. UPSC is conduct 3 stages. It is known as what? Aptitude, analytical, attitude. Throughout your journey of UPSC preparation, you need to good with these 3 qualities. If you are good in this 3 quality, then you are eligible for to become officer. Okay, right? Clear? You got clear, right? So first, second, third stage, we'll discuss one by one. And here I'm not going to give you the information like how the syllabus comes and that is normal. But I'm going to give you what is the importance of studying that subjects. These many subjects are for your preparation. Why as an IAS officer, why I supposed to read all these subjects? What is the need? I completed my degree with some degree background. Then again going back to my schools and studying everything back, what is the need? You need to know that reason. Okay, whether to prepare for any examination or a subject if you are reading means, first and foremost point, you need to understand why should I read subject. How this subject helps in my IAS. If you know that perspective, then it is easy for you to adapt yourself to the subject. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಾವು ಓದ್ಬೇಕಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಓದಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So you need to make sure to set up your mind what is the purpose of reading that subject. Clear? So first stage is prelims, objective type. Okay, MCQs only, multiple choice questions. You do have how many papers? 2 papers. Remember, 15 lakh, 12 lakh to 15 lakh people every year apply for this examination. Every year, 12 to 15 lakh people apply for this examination. But how many getting clear? How many are getting clear in that stage? 6,000 to 7,000, 10,000, 15,000. Yes, it depends on the vacancies, right? So you need to understand your competition with 5% of the people only. Remember, your competition with how much? Very 5% ಅಷ್ಟೇ. 100% apply ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, but how many percentage are appearing for that? 70%. Out of that 5% only competition. One attempt, 2 attempts, interview ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್, 5 years ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್, ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈವನ್ IPS officers are writing IAS examination. IRS officers are writing IAS examination. You have officers, you have the UPSC aspirant community, you have the faculties, you have the mentors, multiple people are there. So you need to compete with them. Then your level of knowledge should be high. You need to compete with their knowledge. That is the major fact you need to understand under which category prelims. Okay, so paper 1, paper 2. Paper 1 is general studies. You need to understand the term called general studies. What is meant by general studies? Sir, generally you need to study some subject, that is known as general studies. Then yes, so you need to know the basic concepts and the static portion of the core subjects in the UPSC. Simple. That is known as what? General studies. You will be having combination of subject under GS category. Combination of subjects. Not only one subject you will be reading. Which means it is not specified. Okay, it is not like, generic, it is specific. It is not specified, it is generic. Okay, see, specified means what? To be good in what? History, if you want to write history paper. But in UPSC, you have multiple subjects: history, geography, environment, economy. Would it be possible for you to be best in all the subjects? All subject in favorite idea? 100% no. Even in your schools also, in college also, you will not have all the subject as your favorite subject. Yes. So likewise, you need to read in general. For that purpose only, UPSC framed this syllabus. What is the first portion? The first. Here I'm going to give you the important tactics to reading current affairs for the IAS examination. Okay, 1 year current affairs from May to May, that cycle and all. See, keep one fact in your mind. 6 to 8 month current affairs you need to be familiar with. Thorough 6 to 8 months. Okay, 6 to 8 months of current affairs you need to be thorough. From when to when? That's the question. When to when? If you're writing for 2024 prelims, from which month to which month you need to be thorough of your current affairs? September 2023 to September 2023 to April 2024. Because your mains examination gets over by what time? September. Your mains question contains current affairs also. So whatever current affairs journey happened, they ask for the mains examination. So a little bit of overthrow of current affairs from May to September, but you need to give more concentration from where? September to April. Okay, 2024, I'm telling you. So national and international importance. What is happening around you in your country as well as around the world? And all the current affairs you need to, if you see, reading newspaper is very important, category in your IAS examination. If you want to read the newspaper, the first rule is that you need to read the syllabus. And then only it is easy for you to separate what topic comes under where. Okay, so current affairs, the first part. Second, history, geography, polity, economy, environment, general science. Core areas. Online, everybody following me? Okay. So stick with me. If you have any doubts, you're always welcome to ask question. Okay, fine, great. So see here, don't that is only subject. You keep one more fact in your mind: connecting dots. What is the term? Connecting dots. Till 10th standard, you studied all these subjects. Everybody, if you take the curriculum throughout India, everybody read this subject in their schools. History, geography, environment, ecology, science, all the subjects we studied. But what is the purpose of studying during the school time? You studied in the school time, right? Why you studied? You need to understand the subject. That is the purpose of your study, or how it is? To get marks. In your school, you studied all this subject, what? To get marks. But here it is not like that. You need to understand. You need to know what is the importance of studying that, all the subjects for the IAS examination. So all this you need to read in the form of what? Static portions to know the basics. Then second paper is what? CSAT, Civil Services Aptitude Test. There they'll check your aptitude about your soft skill. They'll check your soft skill. Comprehension of reading passage. Okay, you just check it out. Comprehension, interpersonal, logical, decision making, GMA, basic numeracy, and data interpretation. Not high level math, not high level aptitude, basic level only. You know what is the reason? Because not only engineering candidates are appearing for this exam, science, commerce, all different backgrounds they are appearing, right? So based on those category, how they can normalize the question paper. That is the intention of basic level questions. Now two papers, same day, Sunday only the examination used to happen. Morning one paper, afternoon one paper. You need to write back to back. So paper 100 questions you'll get. 2 marks each, 200 is your score. 1/3 is the negative mark. You have to be very careful. The beauty of this examination is you will be having all the answers in front of you. What is your duty? You need to sit in the examination hall. You need to use your knowledge, analyze it properly, and choose which one is correct, eliminate which one is incorrect, and see the option. Choose your A, B, C, D in the OMR sheet. Simple. That is your duty. For that purpose, you need to have which ability? Which ability you need to have? Reading ability. If you are past reader, then only it is possible for you to understand the statement in the first reading itself. Yes or no? All the IAS aspirants, they'll read newspaper. And whenever you start preparation, the reading newspaper is very important. So multiple things are there. Without reading newspaper, where we can find the resources, that is bad idea. Remember, that is bad idea. You need to read the newspaper on your own on daily basis. That gives you more ability in terms of reading what? Reading the question fast. Not only fast, when next time you read the statement itself, it gives you ability to understand. So your time consumption get reduced in for which examination? Prelims. That is the purpose of which one? Reading newspaper on your own. Don't see, depending on the resources, that's okay. It is needed. Okay, at least some consolidated information you need to have, but you should not depend 100% over the supplement, right? So from this 100 question, 200 marks, 1/3 is a negative mark. What about CSAT? How many questions they'll ask? 80 questions. Okay, in CSAT part, you will have 80 questions only. Each question carries 2.5 marks. 200 is your score. Okay, here 100, 200. Okay, 200 marks. But there is a twist in the UPSC. The CSAT paper, no, which is known as qualifying in nature. What is meant by qualifying in nature? You have to clear this paper mandatory. See, you'll go for AS examination. You write both the paper. UPSC examiner will evaluate which paper first. CSAT paper first, because it is known as qualifying in nature. The candidate, whoever appearing for this examination, they're supposed to clear the CSAT paper as mandatory. Okay, mandatory, you need to clear it, but with a minimum pass percentage. Okay, how much? 33%, which means how much you need to score? 66 out of 200. If you get 66 out of 200, then you are eligible. For what eligible? Eligible for evaluating your paper 1. not for the mains. Okay, that is the twist. Whatever the performance you do here, that doesn't matter, because you need to get clear in which paper first, CSET paper. Then they'll evaluate this paper, and based on the category, cutoff is there. Cutoff mark, right? Cutoff mark, some mark will be fixed based on the category. You need to reach that mark. See, if you take last year question paper, 90 is the max. Out of 200, how much you need to score? 90. 90 above for the general, I'm telling. So other categories get reduces. 10 marks, 5 marks in that line, it get reduces. Okay. So if you're scoring, take general, scoring 90 marks here, then you are eligible for which exam? Mains examination. Okay. So keep this factor in your mind. Okay. Both the paper carries negative marking 1/3, and you need to clear which paper first? CSAT paper first, and whatever mark that you are getting in that CSAT, it is not eligible for your mains, which means just qualifying paper to evaluate which paper? Your GS paper 1. Whatever score that you are getting here in this GS, that is eligible for your which exam? Mains examination. Okay, this is your first stage. So idaadmele you will get DAF, detailed application form 1. You need to give some details to your mains examination. By the time of applying the prelims itself, you will be giving all your details, but DAF just like for the next stage. The next stage is your which examination? Mains. Okay, mains is the descriptive type. What is meant by descriptive? Yes, you need to write your answers. Written format. Okay, written format. You need to write your answers. So the civil services examination, very, see, whoever come mentoring for me to do mentor, like as a mentor, I always suggest them, your real examination is not prelims and interview, mains. The deciding factor of your preparation is what? Mains. 86% of your final rank depends on this stage only. If you are not good in the mains examination, then you won't perform good in your prelims as well as interview, because dynamic approach will be there in the mains. You are not going to read only static. You are going to read in which way? Dynamic way, which helps you to prepare yourself for the prelims as well as interview. So your real preparation is which area? Mains only. If you are good in the mains, then you are good in all other 2 stages, and it is easy for you to get into the ranks as well. Okay, so I'll explain you about this also. So far, any doubts? So far, any doubts? No. And Dikshita says it's writing paragraphs. Paragraphs also you have to write. Facts also you have to write. Point wise as well as paragraph wise. Okay, right. So first one, you need to understand total 9 papers are there in the descriptive type. 9 papers. This is the place maximum aspirants are getting fear to prepare for the IAS examination. Vast syllabus, number of books to be read, number of hours to spend, lot of other lot of other things to be focused. Likewise, test we need to go, mock test, how to complete the syllabus, what are the books to be referred. Likewise, different kind of questions. Seriously, because see, when you start preparing, when I started preparing, I got confident after 1.5 years only. Till that 1.5 year of journey, I got a lot of questions into my mind, that how and what, where, likewise, what to read, what not to read, which to refer, like that. So this is the area, it's a crucial, very crucial for any IAS aspirants. 9 papers you need to write. I 100% agree, it is voluminous, tough only, but UPSC come up with the confined syllabus, which means limited portion only they are asking you to read, not the complete portion. Do you think completing history is possible? Not at all possible. You can do multiple doctorate in history. A lot of research also you can do. But what is possible for you? What exactly framed by the UPSC? Only you need to stick with that syllabus. That's fair enough. That is the intention. Okay. So understand that concept. First rule, if you want to become IAS, first rule, get familiarity with your syllabus. Get familiarity with what? your syllabus. That is, which reduce the burden 30% of your preparation. While reading newspaper, you come to know with GS. While reading the topics, whether it is easily connected for you, whether it is there in the syllabus or not. Yes or no? Representation of People Act 1951. You are reading the topic means whether it is there in the syllabus or not, how you'll recognize. You need to know the syllabus. Salient features of RBI 1951. Syllabus is there in your UPSC. Yes, related to elections. You need to understand it. Likewise, syllabus is very important. So keep that factor in your mind. 9 papers. Yes, 9 papers. Out of this 9 paper, 2 paper which is qualifying prelims. You know what is the again twist is? You will write all the 9 papers. The examiner will evaluate which paper first. The first 2 papers only, language paper. Because the aspirants who are appearing for this examination, they are not going to get the post on their state itself. They are going to work throughout India. Yes, for that purpose, they want to check their language proficiency, whether they got hold over the language or not. That is the purpose of conducting which paper? Language. That is your second, the 1 and 2, paper A and B, 2 qualifying papers. Okay, how many of you are comfortable with your mother tongue? Everybody? Yes. Yes, because see, even in the recent times, candidates are not good in their mother tongue. They are good in other languages, such Sanskrit, Hindi, like that. Seriously, like I got a lot of my friends, they are not able to write in, their own mother tongue. They felt a lot of difficulties. Yes, it is obvious. It is there because the education system started developing like that in our country. Okay, so 2 papers, modern language and call it. According to 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution, 22 languages were recognized as official language. To write the modern language paper, you need to choose one language out of 22 language. Okay, since from Karnataka, Kannada you need to write. Then obviously which paper next? English. Yes, comprehension. They'll give comprehension based on the passage will be there. You need to write answer. Then precise writing. They'll give a big paragraph. You need to go theme and write short. That is known as what? Precise. Then they'll check your vocabulary also. Check your vocabulary and writing short essays of the given topics. Then finally you got which part? Translation from English to Kannada, Kannada to English. Okay, so all this will be there as a syllabus. Without translation part, everything remains same in which paper? English paper. 300 each. You need to write 3 hours for the paper. How much maximum? 300 they'll ask. Language paper 300, English paper 300. This is qualifying in nature. What is meant by qualifying in nature? Mandatory agi you clear madlebek. Right? So 25% you need to score. How much? 25%. 25% of 300. Any answer from online? 75. Good. Okay. 75 marks you need to score. That's it. Not more than that. Possibilities there? Check ಮಾಡಬೇಕು sir. We don't know. Possibility. Definitely it is possible. If you read for UPSC on regular basis, you have to read the newspaper also. Automatically it increases your communication and hold over the language as well. Okay. Right. Now coming to the next twist is, you will write all the 9 papers. The examiner will evaluate the language paper first. You have to clear how much? 75 each. If you are not getting it, they won't evaluate your rest of the papers. You are out of mains. Again, you need to come from which part? Prelims only. Next year, prelims, mains. So this paper is crucial. What is the beauty here is, it is not possible for you to neglect any paper here. At least you need to study 50%, 40% here and there. No neglection here, like in our college, schools and all, this subject. So just removing it and studying comfortable to you. It is not like that in UPSC. You need to read everything. At least if you get 40%, 30%, it adds to your final. You can score here 75 or 80 or 100, 150, 200 also. That mark is not eligible for your final score in the mains. It is only for one purpose, to qualify yourself. Okay. So, okay, once you get qualified, then you'll move to the main part. This is your main part. Okay. Essay. First one is essay. Two sections in the paper. Recent trend of essay paper is proverbs, famous quotes by the personalities, famous sayings by the personalities, some societal issues they'll ask in the form of topic. Okay, so you need to choose two topics out of eight. Two topics out of eight. You need to write two essays. Remember, there is a word limit. There is a word limit. 1200 is the word limit to write an essay. Okay, so to write two essays, 1200 word limit. But you got option to choose. Out of you need to choose two topics to write this essay. Okay, remember 3 hours they'll give duration. 250 is your score. 250 marks. Then paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, popularly known as like paper 5, popularly known as what? Okay, general studies, GS papers. There you will get combination. Okay, now I have a question for the online as well as offline both. If you are posted, okay, if you are posted as a DC, district collector in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, means what are all the things that as officer you need to know? Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Yes, so culture, then okay, all kind of fine. Okay, recent issues. Then okay, I think Bhopal in the sense other state, Karnataka. Take Karnataka. You are posted for Mysore. What are the things you need to know as an officer? Mysore. In online, Arun says history and language, Ashwini language, Ramya says heritage. Tell me, you see, you are posted as a DC for the Mysore as an officer. What are the things you need to know? If you know the answer, then you can understand why you need to read all these. Simple. Fine. So the points are valid only. Okay. Now I'll give you connectivity. First of all, you need to know about the important heritage and history background, historical background. If you take historical background, Mysore was popular from the ancient time period. Alva. Ancient time period itself, not only new, from the ancient itself, it has got flourished. Who are all the rulers? What kind of administration like they took in their hand? What architecture importance? Which language? See, for example, Chandragupta Maurya came to Mysore and he died here only. Chandragupta, right? Jainism. He is a follower of which religious? Jainism. You know that Shravana Balagula, right? It is like statue of Bahubali, Gomateshwara, like right? That is significance of which religious? Jainism only. It's a contribution to evaluating of which language? Kannada. So many scholars during the time of Bhakti movement, how the state is performed, and during the time of British, it's a Mysore princely state, comes under Wadaya dynasty. Then this princely states got status into Karnataka state. Then how it got evolved after the independence? This comes under which part? Historical perspective. Yes. The second thing is about what is the staple food of Karnataka? Ragi. If you want to cultivate ragi, which soil is required? Yes. Which river is depending on? It is coastal area. It is there in Karnataka. Plain land is there. Mountain range is there. Everything is there, right? Then in case COVID ugly, dengue fever ugly, whatever it may be, the virus, you need see there is no need to be specified as a for it, but you need to know if that virus comes means how it attacks, how it transforms from one place to another place. As an executive officer, how I can take a control. Heavy rain comes, heavy flood comes. What are the steps to be taken? Earthquake comes, what are steps? Disaster management. What is the polity of the Karnataka, like Mysore place? Which party is ruling? What is the background of that party? These knowledge you require, right? Then it is efficiently for you to give what? And yes, administration. If you are not knowing anything, then if you're going there and learning, doesn't make sense. That is the reason behind UPSC want to read everything throughout your country. It is not specified for the one state. It is for throughout the country. You need to understand what kind of problems are happening and what solution that we can give. Kaveri issue comes means the first place get agitated is Mysore, Mandya, like here Bangalore. Why? Because it is close share border with which state? Tamil Nadu. You need to understand all these factors. Okay, and tourism importance also there in which place? Mysore. Economy is also very good development there because many people are going. So infrastructure they are getting it. All this comes under economy, right? Investment model is more in which place? Mysore, because attracting more tourist people. You're getting my point, right? So like this, each and every part of our country has to be analyzed properly. That is the intention of giving this syllabus by the UPSC. And they don't want you to be experts. Remember that. But they want you to be knowing proper facts about the subject. Clear? So GS 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 papers you need to write. Paper 1, history and geography of India and world. 2 subjects, art and culture, society. So 4. Total how many? 4. Clear? Second paper, governance, Indian governance, constitution and polity, social justice and international relations. If you run the proper democratic, you need both government as well as governance. Both is important. Okay. Now general studies 3, science and Indian economy, environment and ecology, internal security, disaster management. Remember, in these 3 general studies, the question paper pattern is same. 20 questions they'll ask. Compulsory you need to write all the 20 questions. How many questions they ask? 20. You need to write all the 20 questions compulsory. Divide that question into 10, 10. 10 question into 10 mark. Another 10 question into 15 mark. 10 mark question means your word limit of answer is 150. That's it. 15 mark question means your word limit is 250. You need to write your answers based on your word limit only. Okay. And one more thing, people are thinking that, I think how many of you are aware about it or not? I don't know. Is there any negative marking in the mains examination? Maximum candidates are not aware about it. There is negative mark. If you are exceeding the word limit and you are not writing instead of your answer properly, yes, there is a negative mark. In overall total, will reduce 20, 25, 30 like that. Yes, you need to penalty marks. You need to be very careful while writing your answer. So 150 words. So 10 into 10, 100. 10 into 150, 50 marks. So 3 papers, 250, 3 hours duration. And here it is your interesting area. What is that? Ethics paper. If you ask the common audience about what is India, people say we don't have good opinion about the country. Corruption system is not good. This, that, only complaints. Nobody has what? Solutions. If we want to give a proper solutions for the issues and challenges which faced by our country, the bureaucrats need to be follow the which values are ethical values. Simple. So to know what kind of ethical values supposed to be followed by the civil servants, this paper has the complete theoretical part. Not only theoretical part your question paper contains. Whatever theory you gained in that particular subject, you need to apply that in your case studies also. They'll put you in a situation, they'll ask your opinion, how you are taking the decision. Okay, see, when you got the post, you will get a lot of pressure. One more thing, you have 24 services under the civil services examination. You are not going to write only for IAS and IPS or IFS. You are going to write for how many services? 24 services. Out of the 24 services, okay, you need to know the importance of those services, right? So if you take the first 3 ranks, that is IAS, IPS and IFS, all the officers are going to work shoulder to shoulder with the politicians on regular basis. They'll get lot of pressures. They'll get lot of orders from the higher side, higher officers, and also from the political pressure. So in that dilemma, how to take a decision. For that purpose, the subject theory helps you. And case studies are very interesting. They'll put you in situation, they'll give you the answer also. You need to give the justification. Okay, so 125 section A theory part, 125 section case studies. So how much? 250, 3 hours duration in this. Then you got jackpot. 500 marks lump sum you are getting from one subject. See, in the 3 GS, 1, 2, 3, 14 subject along closely, 14 subjects, plus your ethics, 15 subjects. What is the score? 1000. 15 subject, 1000 mark. Only one subject, 500 mark. So this is jackpot, right? Then, according to me, it's jackpot, right? You need to select out of these lists as a one subject as your optional. I'll come to that part later, how to choose optional. So one subject from this list you need to select. So for example, if you are taking agriculture as your optional, then that one subject carries two papers. Optional paper 1, optional paper 2. 250, 250 each, the same pattern of your GS paper, only question paper. Okay, right? Now all together, what is the final score? Written 1750 is the final score. Out of that, do you have any idea how much is supposed to score? Any idea? How much you're supposed to score from online? Any idea? 675 out of 750, like 1750. Okay. Any other? Come on, online. Any guess? It is not like exact number. 750 to 850. Okay. 580. Right. 580. Okay. So you need to score 60%. 900, 650. Good. You need 60 percentage as a target. You're getting 60 percentage means you are all India rank 1. You are AR 1. Simple. It's not like school or college, 100 out of 100, 200 out of 200, not at all possible. In the history of UPSC, nobody scored that mark. Okay, remember 60% as max. Again, it depends on the category. So general, if you take 850 to 900, it comes. Like OBC, economically weaker section, if you take like 850 to 800 to 850, like SCST, likewise it reduces. 900 is a max you can keep. Okay, so depends on the category again, depends on the question paper again. Your cutoff not remain same every year. It changes based on your question paper. So once you reach that cutoff based on your category, then you will be going for which part? Interview. Interview in Delhi only. Okay, one person from the UPSC board, and along with that 4 officers from different field. They'll evaluate your leadership quality. Okay, and your presence of mind, and how you are answering for the question which asked by them. Your demographic dividend knowledge about your own state. Then they'll ask questions regarding the current affairs, the subject, the scores, your optional, everything they'll evaluate in and around. From your profile also, questions will be there based on your hobbies and habits. 275 is a total score. For which one? Your interview. How much you need to score here? Minimum they'll give how much? 100. Maximum 200. Your final score will be announced based on the written as well as interview. 1750 plus 275, 2025 is your score. Every year there will be a vacancy, irrespective of pandemic, elections, whatever it may be the situation in the country, examination will be held. No change in that. And it is pre-fixed examination. Pre-fixed examination means you are going to appear for 2024 means 2023 itself they'll give the date of the examination. 2024, May 26th is your prelims. Yes, 10th or 15th of September is your mains examination. So you need to understand 1 year preparation, 1 year in the examination cycle, because your results come. See, if you're writing for 2024 prelims, your results come in the year of 2025 only. 1 year process of the examination. You need to be aware about that as well. 2 years you need to be in the process. So as I mentioned, this examination, it is not only for one services or two services, or how many services? 24 services. IAS, IFS, Foreign Service, APS, first three ranks. Apart from that, Group A services, I can say IRS, Postal Service, Railway Service. Then Group B, you have Union Territories. UTs, you will have the executive post also. Clear? Last stage, I mentioned, all this will be evaluated. Remember, the selecting ratio is 2, which means 1,000 vacancy means 2,000 people only go for which one? Interview, final stage. Okay, only 2,000 people. Out of that, they'll choose 1,000, not more than that. This is how they select the candidate to become an officer. That is known as what? Exam pattern. Now you understood? Any question from this part? From online? Yes, no, say something. No doubts. Okay, right. So next part, preparation strategy. Very, very important. Okay, so how to start the preparation, sir? And what are the things to be keep in mind while preparing for the IAS examination? That is very important for any candidate to start their syllabus. Okay, first and foremost important area that I always suggest the candidates to understand the syllabus properly. You need to do what? Understand your syllabus properly. Very, very important. Okay, very important. We can say it is known as decoding the syllabus. Decode it completely. Decode it completely. If you take any one line of syllabus, you need to know what to be read from that particular syllabus and what resource I supposed to follow it. And one more thing, during my time of preparation and all, whatever our academy says, that is mantra for us. If my academy says this is your source, you have to read it blindly. I'll read that. Read that alone, because as of now, the plenty of resources were not available during that time. Now that is becoming a challenging factor for the aspirants. Plenty of resources leads you to the confusion. First 2 months you refer any one book. Second 2 months, if somebody preparing from other book, you will refer that book. So automatically it gives you more confusion. So I would like to suggest all of you to understand your syllabus properly. Fix your topics to be read, not to read. If you are familiar with it, that is your first and foremost procedure to preparation. So what is the first rule? Understand the syllabus. Second thing, what? Current affairs. Okay, current affairs, not only reading the newspaper. Make this point in your mind, interlinking. Interlinking the current affairs from concepts to the events. We'll take Manipur issue. How many of you are aware about Manipur issue? Everybody aware? Because it is keep on the news. Multiple things are happening. Huh? So how you connect that issue with your subjects? Very good. Internal security. Federalism. Okay, good. Then, okay, that comes on internal security only again. Different forces in India. Then, any answers from online? Society, about society. Very good. Then, about reservation. Okay. Understand it. Says culture also. Now I'll explain you. See the problem behind. See ethics also. Yes, Hemalata says ethics. Okay. See the problem happened is simple. Manipur High Court ordered the state government to take a recommendation of providing scheduled tribe status to the Meitei community. Simple. That's the issue. Okay, right? Now the problem is connected with three core subjects. The first subject is community in news, Indian society. Two communities are in the news. Meiteis, Kukis. Meitei community belong to which category? Vaishnavism, Hindus. Kukis belong to which category? Christians. Yes. So Kukis already recognized as a tribe people. Now the Meiteis got recognized the tribe means the facilities which enjoyed by whom? Cookies may get reduced or they get agitated. That is the reason behind violence got broke out in the state of Manipur. So what is the first subject? Your society, Indian society. Second thing, who has the authority in India? Which executive? Okay, like which executive power has the authority in India to provide any group or community as the scheduled tribes? Then how this matter came to the court? What is the observation of the state? All this comes under your polity, Indian polity. Because of outbreak of the violence in the state, the people are getting problem because they are migrating from one state to another state. Yes, Mizoram they migrate. Even Mizoram also Meiteis and Kukis are there. What in case this particular issue spread in that state also, that directly threatening the internal security of our country. So who can take this step? Again, it comes under Indian polity. So what are the steps can be taken? So far, what steps taken by the government? What can be done in the future to avoid these kind of problems? So you need to know all this scenario and you need to end your answer with analytical, providing solution. This problem comes in the future means what kind of solution that India can take. Simple. This is how you need to interconnect your current affairs with the where subjects. Yes or no? Whenever you take the newspaper, always problem of chief minister and governors. So that is again it is about what? Roles and responsibilities and power dispute between both the power. Likewise, very important point, current affairs with what? Your subjects. Second, third one, study material. Remember, don't refer multiple books for one subject. Refer one book multiple times. That's fair enough. Okay. Indian Polity by Lakshmikant, D.D. Basu, Fair Acts. If you keep three books, which one you will read? Which one you will read? Add on to that NCRT also. Add on to that key terminologies also. Then finally, polity itself, you will have a bunch of books. By end of the day, you will not read anything. Keep only one book. Read that book multiple times. Then automatically that concept comes to your mind. Simple. And don't try to remember things in UPSC. It is not possible. It is not possible for the human being to remember everything. But keep on practicing it. Keep on revising it. Then it is easy for you to remember. You're getting my point, right? So that is what study material. Many candidates are doing mistakes here only. Many candidates. According to my observation, most of the candidates are doing mistakes here only. You know why? They used to have thought in their mind, let me finish the syllabus, then start to practice. In UPSC, it won't work. You know, UPSC known as parallel study. Is that parallel, integrated study. You should not keep the time for GS. Okay, first 3 months GS, next 3 months optional, next 3 months, prelims. Last 3 months, I'll go for interview. Then come to after 12 months, everything looks fresh for you. That is the place many aspirants are not able to crack their examination. Because parallel study and integrated study is required. What is meant by parallel? Everything supposed to happen on the same time. And you need to do which study? Integrated study. Integrated approach should be there. The same Manipur issue, we need to divide which comes under prelims, which comes under mains. What can be asked in interview? If you have that particular ability, then it is easy. Actually, UPSC is a cakewalk, but it's up to your own perspective how you are seeing things. Okay, so practice. Practice in the sense from the day one of your preparation, two things you need to do practice. One is previous year questions of the topic that covered in the classroom. Second thing, whatever the topic that you got new, if any mock test, if any class test, and that means you need to take the test also to check your productivity, how you understood the topics, how it's there in your mind, how you can express it in the test. Because mains answer writing, see, all of a sudden, if you go to the mains examination, write the answer comes, no, because we do have a lot of parameters to writing the answers. Okay. Last one is about what? Like next one is about what? Time management. Time management in the sense, you can take this for all category, covering your syllabus. See, I'm not using the word completion. Remember, completion is not the word in UPSC. Which word I'm using here? Covering. Covering the syllabus, it's possible. Completion of syllabus, it's not possible. It is like learning process only. According to my experience, nobody, it's not possible for anybody to complete the syllabus. They can cover it. Okay, that can be done. Time management in the sense for your preparation, for your test, okay, for your sleeping, well-being, everything is important. Your sleeping hours is very important for your preparation. Okay, and your health is very important. Then how many minutes you are taking to solve one particular question in the prelims? How many minutes you are taking to write your answer? What is your speed in time type of in terms of reading the paper? So everything, note making, everything. Time management in the sense, with a confined time, how you can cover holistically the complete syllabus of your UPSC. Okay, that you need to plan accordingly. Last one is about what? Revision. Multiple revision. Multiple revision gives you comfortable as well as confident over your preparation. See, our mind is always, if you take the brain, it is one of the most super computer in the world. Yes or no? Yes. Even no supercomputer memory, which is equal to our human brain. You can store n number of data, infinity. If you think about your childhood, you can easily bring all the scene in front of you. Why? Because you keep on thinking that you keep on enjoying it. If you start enjoying your study process, you start keep on doing it again and again, then your brains give you all the process in front of you. So revision is the key. I'll give you the mantra. Let's make a note of it. Read, write it down, and revise it. 3 R's and 1 W. If you stick with these rules, then yes, it's possible for you to crack IAS examination. Okay, right. So last part of my session. Next off will be taken by Sanju Singh ma'am. So how to choose the optional subject? Choosing optional subject is always task. Sir, talk technical or non-technical. This is scoring or not scoring. Whether syllabus is vast or syllabus is concise. Which subject I supposed to go? All these kind of questions will be there in the mind of aspirants. But I always suggest take at least some 3 months of the subject's input. Then only you can recognize yourself which subject is favored to you. Based on that, you can think which subject you can choose as your optional subject. Clear? So first one is what? Degree. See, you are from undergraduation. Maximum all category people here attending session is undergraduation. If anybody completed your post graduation, you completed your post graduation. For example, which department you belong to? Yes, I wrote correct. Okay, economics. Then I suggest you can take your option as which subject? Economics. Simple. Because already you completed your undergraduation and post graduation also. Completed economics. Because if you download the syllabus from UPSC website of the optional subject of economy, it is intermediary level between your undergraduation and post graduation. Analyze it. It is not mandatory that you need to go ahead, but parameters I'm telling, choose. What is the second parameter? Overlapping with GS. If you are choosing your optional subject, that subject should help you portion of your GS paper in the mains as well. Okay, for example, sociology. If you take sociology, if you take anthropology, If you take public administration, all this paper will help you to cover different other subjects in your general studies. Like that, you need to do analysis by downloading the syllabus and looking after the previous year question paper as well. Next one, trend. It's popular for trend. Yes or no? What is the trend today? What is the trend in Instagram today? Mass entry of Shivana in Jailer movie. That is the trend. Yes. Yes. If you take Instagram, you only see Shivana photo with the theme. Even in Tamil Nadu also people are crazy about that scene, right? So coming back to the trend in the UPSC, which subject is having more scoring? Okay, more scoring area. Top rankers chose which subjects, right? Like that, you need to analyze the trend because whenever you take the option every year, number of takers of the top subject, how the percentage is increasing, what is the maximum score they are getting. Likewise, there's a trend every year. You need to check out the trend. Last two is very important. What resource availability for that particular subject? Because you need to read two papers. Your syllabus, which is equal to your other general studies. For that particular, syllabus, what are the resources that you can refer? And you need to have a proper guidance, particularly in your optional subjects, because it carries around 500 marks. Divide civil services examination mains into three parts. Only two essay, ethics only one subject, optional only one subject. What is it? Both are important. But where you need to give more concentration? 1000. Because here if you target 50 percentage, 500. Here you target 50 percentage, how much? At least you cross 350. So 850 possible. Possibility, definitely there will be, your name will be in the list. So you need to approach this UPSC CSE with balance. Which approach? Balanced approach. Intermediate and parallel step. Okay. So my part of the session got over. The rest of the topic will be taken by Sanjuma. Okay. Thank you and all the best for online candidates also. I'll be joining online. If you have any doubts over the session, please ask question. I'll answer through the online. Okay. Thank you.
Very less marks to the individual. Main is your main written. Why have they done like that? More marks to the written and less marks to the interview. Whereas the personality plays a very significant role. Yes. Why they given more marks to the main than interview? Right. So knowledge is a significant part of your personality, isn't it? Knowledge is a very significant part of your personality. So through prelims and mains, they basically check your knowledge, which is a very significant part of your personality. Without knowledge, you cannot deliver. Can you deliver? You are very honest. You have a very high integrity. But then you have no knowledge, no proper knowledge, no background knowledge. How will you deliver? Can you deliver without knowledge? So that's the reason, mains has been given a very, very significant portion. And apart from the mains, of course, there are certain other things. How you communicate. What is your internal traits like honesty, integrity, your intelligence? Intelligence, actually, I have a habit of, writing on the board. So basically, what are they taking? Your honesty, integrity, intelligence, social trait. Social trait means how much you are aware about your society. Your leadership quality. Leadership quality, in fact, is the most important. If you are a good leader, then everything, it's subsumed. Your honesty, integrity, your social trait, everything is defined by the quality of your leadership. So, what type of leadership you are supposed to be, whether democratic or authoritarian? Yes. What type of leadership you are supposed to get? Democratic or authoritarian? What is their authoritarian leadership? Yes. What do you mean by authoritarian leadership? Have you heard about authoritarian leadership? You have not heard about democratic leadership. So democratic means what? A person who takes all the people along with himself. That is what called a democratic. It is by consensus. It's not like imposition. Authoritarian, reverse of democratic, it is by imposition. You are imposing on others. So as a civil servant, you should set the colonial mindset. Basically, the civil services has been equated with the colonial kind of mindset. That's still because the civil services have started during the colonial period and they were trained in the colonial environment. And what is the kind of leadership during the colonial period? Authoritarian, imposition, right? They think themselves to the master. But now, since after independence, India became a democratic country, then you need to show a leadership which is based on democratic ideals, not an authoritarian ideals, right? So you have to work with the people in such a manner that you encourage participation of the people. You are responsive to the administration, right? You are responsive to the need of the people, not like what I want, I will impose, but what people want, I have to accordingly serve. So that kind of quality trait, the interviewer, they are looking in you, right? Democratic personality. Your personality should be democratic. If you are democratic person, definitely your leadership quality also will exhibit the democratic ideals and democratic nature, right? So basically, what they are looking for, the honesty, integrity, intelligence in terms of how you answer the questions, how you are answering the questions that depicts your intelligence, social traits, how much you are aware about the society, right? So, like, how will you prepare for the interview? As sir has mentioned that, the entire process is an integrated process. It's not a segregated process that you will prepare for prelims, then you will prepare for mains, and then you prepare for the interview. Then you won't get selected in any of that. You won't even clear your prelims if you, start preparing in that manner. Because the knowledge of mains has too much of bearing in clearing your prelims examination. Because when you study for mains, how you have to write? I mean, you have to write your examination for mains, right? So for that matter, your concept has to be very clear, isn't it? Because you have to put it on the paper. In the prelims, you have to identify the options, isn't it? The options is in front of you A, B, C, D. You have to identify. But for mains, what you have to do? You have to yes, write the answers, right? So for concept building, mains is very important. So once your concept is clear, that's anyway going to help in your prelims, isn't it? So start your preparation with an integrated approach. Now, how it connects with interview? Again, personality, something like your honesty, intelligence, integrity. That won't come over a just period of 2-3 months after the mains. After the mains, you get some 2-3 months, right? And the interview results. I mean, the final. The mains results come. You'll get the interview call. You won't get even more than 1 month to prepare for your interview. Can you prepare everything of your interview just in 1 month? No. So from now itself, so your communication skill, your critical thinking, analytical ability, diverse topics and subjects, everything has to be prepared beforehand when the mains results come. And it should start from now itself. So work on your communication skill as well from the now itself, how you deliver the answers. And then again, communication skill in itself will not save through the interview. It's not like your communication skill is very fine and you will get the great marks. It does influence it, but then substance of your answer does matter, how you answer. And how you answer that also depends upon how well you are versed with the subject, one thing, and what is your approach towards that question. For example, they ask you the questions on, India is behaving like a big brother to its neighbor. India is behaving like a big brother to its neighbor. So what is your opinion on that? India is a vast country, isn't it? And what are the neighbors? They're not even one fourth. Not they're not even one fourth of the size of India. See, Nepal, Bhutan. Bhutan is as big as Sikkim, I guess, isn't it? A very tiny state. Then Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So, what is your opinion on that? How will you build your opinion on that? So again, it has to start during your mains preparation. Again, when your mains is good, your knowledge level is done, right? Then your communication skill and communication skill along with balanced approach. Your answer has to be reflect that honesty. How you are answering the question, it has to be honest. It should not be fake. It should not be scripted. It should be something your own opinion. It should come from your heart. It should come from your heart. So these all things are very, very important. Yes, for that, the mock interviews helps a lot. Again, we should not go for so many mock interview also. Because what happened, when you go through the so many mock interviews, people will give you so many ideas. Some interview board will give you some other ideas, some interview board will give you some other ideas, and then you may get confused. So go for some 2-3 interview, and before that, you can do debates and discussions with your friends to improve your communication skill. Self-awareness, body language, and confidence. Again, it's very, very important. Body language, you should use out the confidence, and the confidence will come. The confidence will come when you are well prepared, isn't it? When you are well prepared, the confidence will be there. Stay calm, be positive. Again, whatever the questions come, whether you know the question or you don't know the question. If you know the question, you will try to answer with calmness, of course. Don't get nervous. They're very gentle people. An interview board consists of some 5 people. One will be the chairman and there will be the 4 members. The chairman will be hardly asking the question. It is mostly, the members who will be asking. So 2 people this side, 2 people of your left side and front, the chairman. You will be facing the chairman, right? So whatever the questions they ask, be calm, take a few minutes and then answer. And then with positive, whatever question, like the question I told you about that India, whether India is behaving like a big brother with its neighbor, then you will tell, yes, sir, it is behaving. Well, will you tell? And if you are telling yes, then you have to justify. If you are telling no, then also you have to justify. So, Miss, actually, the question is not about yes and no. You have to be very diplomatic here, very very diplomatic, and take a very balanced approach. Some people or some country may perceive that India is behaving like a big brother. It's not like a general opinion, but some country may feel because of they are very small size in comparison to India in terms of land, in terms of economy, right? In terms of land, in terms of economy, they are very small. So that's why that is what the perception of those countries, that India is behaving like a big brother. Okay, but in democracy, India is a democratic country and others are also democratic country, and the neighbors are not our satellite country, right? They are not like our satellite country. They are independent, they are sovereign country. So India has never ever tried to intervene in their sovereignty. Then you give some example like Myanmar, isn't it? Myanmar has done, you know the military has taken over them, right? Democracy isn't functioning well, but then we are not intervening. Even United States is asking us to intervene to save democracy in Myanmar. But then we say no. That Myanmar is a sovereign country. Let the people of Myanmar take the decision. Who are we to impose? See, America wanted to impose democracy in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and in many other countries. What happened? It will backfire. It will backfire. Again, Taliban is again back after more than a decade of intervention. So any external influence will not happen, and in that way, India has always been showing maturity in the foreign relations, isn't it? Taking an arm length, maintaining a arm length. They are sovereign countries. Let them take their own decisions. So we are not. We are not behaving like a big brother. And even if we are behaving like a big brother, we give the advice. not a possible intervention, isn't it? We can give them advice, no, you bring back the democracy, it's good for your people, but then we are not making any possible intervention. Are we taking army to them? Are we intervening our armed forces there? No. Then where are we behaving? Big brother, if at all, it is advisory. So, yes. Mhm. See, the government in the Sri Lanka, the case was different. The government themselves came for the help. We have not intervened in their sovereignty. We did not impose from our side. The government wanted to help, and government has, promised India that once LTT is done away with, we will give rights to the Tamilians. So let's, because the LTT is coming between providing development to the northeast region, right? And we have not intervened by our. They had come to us. You intervene in this. Let's purge the militant, and then we'll give the right. Right? We have not imposed. They had come to us. So that's not like we have behaved like a big brother. Right? So yes, panel dynamics. The panel will be consist of the board members will be considered consist of from the various fields, from economics, from history. There will be scientists, and some they will be professors, right? Some from the technical field, from the computer field, from the IT field, like that. So the panel consists of not a like a kind of an homogeneous board, but it's an heterogeneous board consisting from different fields, right? Dress code. Dress code again is very, very important. Dress in the formals, all of you, right? So go in a formal, mainly like, the plain shirt, check, we should avoid plain, light color. If you are wearing, if it is winter, wear coat, because it will be there in Delhi. So Delhi, mostly in the month of January, February, it will be very chilling weather. So you can wear coat and all. But if it is summer, like April or May, then not advised that you should be wearing coat and all, because you may feel uncomfortable wearing coat and all. AC will be there. AC will be definitely there. So depends, that depends that you are wearing blazer or coat. So dress code has to be very, very formal. I did not so much elaborate on that. So I thought the interview part has been done, right? Yes. Any questions from the interview side? Yeah. Then we'll come into whether coaching is required. Whether coaching is required for your preparation. See, there are two ways of doing. One, you can do the self-study. Other, the coaching. Right. So self-study is being done by those people. Some form of guidance is always. So if you have somebody in your home, some elders, some friends who can guide you, then you can go for the self preparation. But self preparation certainly it requires more time. But when you come to the coaching, what happens? You get an structured curriculum. You get one goal, so you get one target. Like within 9 to 10 months, the entire syllabus will be completed, right? And today, the history classes is going on. It will go for 15 days. In 15 days, the entire history will be completed. And then you will be studying accordingly, right? So, okay, history has been done. I have studied from at least once from the UPSC perspective. Then the polity is going on. Then the science and technology. Then the economy. So, in these 9 to 10 months at least, I'll complete the entire syllabus with the coaching. Then comes obviously, the revisions part is which you have to do it again and again. Apart from that, what coaching institutes provide expert guidance. Like you need somebody who would guide you where the things are hazy, where the things are unclear, you don't have anybody to guide you. Then in that case, those kind of students, they require more coaching than somebody who has in their home, somebody, like your brother who has already prepared the UPSC. Then he or me may guide you. But still, such people also they send their juniors to their or siblings to their coaching institute. Why? Why? Because the coaching gives you a more structured curriculum. It gives you a discipline. Why do we go to schools and colleges? So that we go in a more disciplined manner, isn't it? Not all the time my brother or my father will be there to guide me. For the test, I need somebody evaluator at least for the mains, isn't it? For the prelims, okay, the answer is there, the answer key is there, the explanation is there, I can do it. But for the mains, when I'm writing an answer, I need somebody who would evaluate my answer, isn't it? So for that reason, expert guidance, regular practice coaching gives you regular practice in terms of they conduct the test series, right? So you get a goal. Okay, this week I have a test of this particular subject. I will study, come and give the test. That mostly we miss when we do the self-study. Such kind of discipline we miss when we do the self-study. We keep on postponing. Even here also, when you join the coaching institute, there are many serious students and some they are very, those who are less serious students, they won't be giving the test regularly. But those who are serious students, they will take the maximum benefit of the coaching. They will be regularly giving the test because assessment of your performance is extremely important, isn't it? How you sit in the class, you attend the class regularly, but then you don't assess how you are performing, then again, everything goes waste. If you don't know, if you don't make the self-assessment. So the regular practice in forms of tests, prelims and mains gives you the kind of self-assessment. You come to know where do you stand, how much you improve. Then peer learning. Of course, when you come to the coaching, you come to know about the different people. You make friends with them, and then somehow you compare also. Like when I write an answer, and obviously, by getting the evaluated, I'll come to know how I am writing. But sometime, when I see the answer of my friend, I'll get some idea. Okay, he has got this mark. Suppose I have got 4 out of 10. He has got 6 out of 10. Right? He has got 6 out of 10. Why he has got 6 out of 10? Let me read his answer, isn't it? So that is how you get, certain kind of definitely the benefit with study years. And also many a time, you form a group of like-minded people, like-minded students who are equally kind of zealous in achieving their aim and target. So in that way, you form a group and whatever discuss, certain things like you can 4 and 5 people you are there. You have divided one topic, suppose from the newspaper, right? Okay, this editorial part you read, this editorial part you read, and this editorial part you read, and then at the night we will discuss. So when you discuss, you remember better, isn't it? When you are explaining somebody, you are also getting taught. You are also getting taught. It's like a self-teaching. So in that way, the peers help a lot in your preparation. They get help from you and you get help from them. It's like a mutual help. Then, so basically coaching is what? I always say coaching is like a, catalyzing agent. What do you mean by a catalyst? How many science students? Just raise your hand. Science students? No one from science students? What is a catalyst? You must have studied in your school days. Chemistry. Catalyst. Yes, it's an basically, tools to make the thing faster. It is being added in the chemical reaction. When two, what do you say? Can you give any example of catalyst? Okay, let's not go deeper into the chemistry. So basically, when you would have studied maybe in your class 10th or class 8 or 9, catalyst is a kind of a tool or substance which speeds the reaction, right? For example, fire. When you add oil or ghee, it burns. It burns more fiercely, isn't it? Or sometimes if the fire is not burning, you add little bit ghee or some inflammable substance, right? To make the fire burn properly, isn't it? So ghee is like a catalyst, isn't it? So coaching institute, what it does? It ignites the fire inside you and it keeps the fire burning inside you for your preparation. So we act like a catalyst in your preparation so that you achieve your goal much sooner than later, right? We speeds up the process. The coaching institute basically speeds up the process because of these benefits: structured curriculum, expert guidance, regular practice, and peer learning. They provide you a base for getting a students of your similar mindset where you can prepare with them and know you can learn from them, something you can learn from them, something you can teach them. Then what are the cons? Of course, it requires cost, isn't it? It's not free. So you will have to arrange your fees amount and all. Limited flexibility in terms of, somebody, suppose there is a morning batch, but you are students and we don't have an evening batch. So what will happen? You will not be able to take because you are pursuing your degree or master degree, or you are doing your, some people they want only weekend. So obviously for them, if the coaching institute is providing only one or two batch, weekend batch is not there. So in that way, they will not be able to join, isn't it? So limited flexibility is there. Dependency. Again, many a time, the students, you see, ultimately it is a self-study, of course. But, too much kind of getting dependent on only the coaching institute, right? The coaching institute is like not like a spoon feeding. It's not like a spoon feeding, I've told you. It's like a catalyst. It's like the reactions is already started within yourself. The coachings only speeds up the reaction, isn't it? It's not like that we will, you are just coming like a passive learner or passive being. We will start the reaction process. No, the process has to be started. So entire dependency on coaching, that I'm just, I'm joining the coaching institute and then I have become a civil servant. So that won't work like that. You have to do all the hard work. But then you need like untraveled path. When you go to an untraveled path, you need some guide, isn't it? So UPSC is like an untraveled path. You don't know about UPSC. So you need a guide, right? You go for some tourist places, you don't know about those tourist things and all. So what, you hire a guide, isn't it? To know about the thing. The same way coaching institutes is like a guide, right? So don't get, entire dependency that, every bit of things will come from the coaching institute, will provide you the direction. And then you have to be very active learner. You can get as much benefit from the institute as much you want. But then you have to be, active participant. You have to extract from your mentors, your teachers, your faculty, right? Then what is the benefit of self-study? So self-study means, you can be flexible whenever you get the time. You are a student, you get in the evening time, you keep, you can plan your studies accordingly. It is cost effective in the sense it does not require any cost except that you have to purchase the materials, isn't it? Then personalized learning in the sense, suppose you want to study history, but in the coaching institute, polity is going on. So in that way, like you have to adjust your learning with the coaching institute. But then when you are doing the self-study, it's entirely depend on you what subject you want to study, how much time you want to give to your one particular subject. Like I'm good at polity, let me give more time on history, isn't it? But the coaching will go at their own pace. Somebody, you will feel like the coaching institute is going more faster than what I can receive. Somebody they'll feel that the coaching institute is going too slow. I already know these things. But then when you go for the self-study, it is entirely you are the boss, isn't it? You are the boss. The way you want to plan, you can plan it. So all these things definitely it has. Once you have done coaching, then self-studies really speeds up the process because by the time you know everything, you know the strategy basically. You have basic ideas of all the subjects, history, polity, geography, economy. Then self-study. After all, obviously, 80% of your things has to come from the self-study, isn't it? 80% of your effort has to be from the self-study. What are the cons? No lack of structure, isolation. It since you feel you don't know how you are performing. But when you come to the coaching institute, 100 students are there. Among them, how is your performance? You come to know, isn't it? You compare a performance. So that gives you little bit a kind of an goal setting, a target setting. Okay, this time I was somewhere in the rank of 50s and 60s among the 100 students. I have to achieve a rank of top 10. If I am among your top 10, then I have the possibility of getting good ranks in my exam, isn't it? A kind of comparative, which is especially in UPSC kind of things is required. How you basically performing in comparison with the competitor, right? But don't become like, oh, three idiot, what is that, that person, who was very secretive in the study and was kind of spoiling the studies of his friends. Have you seen that movie Three Idiots? What was the name of that person? There were three characters in Three Idiots, right? Do you remember anybody? Or that name of that actor also I forgot. So third one basically, right? There was one Amir Khan and one Madhavan and one Jyoti and one more. The one who was kind of a villain, negative shade. So don't become like that, too secretive and then, too secretive about and then too much memorizing and seeing that, I'm only performing, I'll only perform, others should not perform. We shouldn't be like that. We should be, it's like a mutual help. Along with your friends and all, always have that kind of, that is how the honesty which will reflect in the interview and in your ethics answer also. When you are honest, nobody can take out your, take away your performance. Your performance will be with you, right? With by helping, it does not mean that you are helping your competitors. You are helping yourself also. You are building your knowledge base, right? And if you have the metal inside you, anyway you will get the success. Nobody can steal success from you. So always have that kind of mentality, right? So possible gaps, like if when we go for only self study and we have something, some doubt in our mind, you have nobody to ask and get the clarity and clear our doubts. When you are in a coaching, you have the mentors, you have the faculty, where whatever the doubt comes in your mind, you will get the clarity, instant clarity, right? So in this way, there is always the coaching versus self study. So you can basically you can see like what is good for you and how you should go further. Then previous year paper. Previous year papers, they are extremely important. In fact, most important. See, nobody can guide you the way UPSC guides you, isn't it? So when you see the actual question paper, what the UPSC has given, you will get the exact clarity, isn't it? You will get the exact clarity. What is the difficulty level of the question? Then after seeing, all the 100 questions in the prelims, I'll come to know how many questions are of complex level, how many are of medium category, and how many of them are, easily I can attempt it. With the knowledge I have, if I am from the humanities background, and even from my science background, at least science and tech question I can try, isn't it? I'll try to see what type of question in science and technology are they asking. If they're asking from vaccines, if they're asking from tissue, cells, biology, from chemistry, what kind of questions are they asking from the elements and all, right? Periodic tables also they do ask the question. So on the basis of my knowledge in science and technology, if I am from the science, I will try to solve. Some 20 questions are coming, so I'll see in that 20 questions how many with my current knowledge I can. And then okay, it requires more in-depth study to solve those questions. Similar way, if I'm from the humanities background, on my own level, I'll try to see how many questions I can solve from polity, history, geography, and all. Right. So previous year questions, they are the best guide to know exactly what UPSC has asked. So prelim, mains, and interview also, you can ask those who has already given the interview what type of questions are they being asked. So a lot of myths are there, especially in interview. Prelims, we know the questions, what type of questions has come. Mains also we know, isn't it? Those are easily available. But when it comes to the interview, a lot of people they say, this questions will be asked, that question will be asked. But the one who has given the interview, especially if they have given multiple interviews, some 2, 3 interviews, they'll come to know what kind of exactly question has been asked. Right? So you ask to them, not somebody what is given on the kind of on the internet, such kind of questions are being asked, such situational type of questions. Actually, the questions they ask, they are very simple and very easy. Whatever the information we fill in our DAP, detailed application form, in the mail and in the interview, you will get one application form. In that, your hobbies, your your background, from where you are, what you have studied, what options you have taken, what if you are in a job, what job you have done. On that basis, they'll ask the question, and something from the newspaper of that day they may ask you, or the current news which is going on. They don't ask you, they put like, I have heard like how many steps you have, you have climbed. Anyway, there is no step in UPSC when you go. There is no step. Basically, it is in the ground floor itself. So such kind of questions. Anyway, I mean maybe, but I have given 4 interviews, so I have never been asked such kind of questions. Mostly they ask from the optional subject, from the current event, from your background, I mean the degree or the master degree, whatever you have that, from that they would be asking current affairs and such kind of questions, mostly factual, theoretical. So yes, previous year paper analysis in terms of prelims, in terms of mains. In prelims again, you have the CSAT, you have the general studies. So individually you see what type of question in CSAT, what type of questions in general studies, and then see the cutoff also of those 10 years. What was the cutoff in general studies? In CSAT now since 2015 it is fixed. Since 2015 the cutoff is fixed, that is 56 marks. Then you see in the CSAT also in these 10 years what type of question has come, and can I get 80 marks out of 200 if I solve all these papers. If I am 80, even if that particular year, suppose next year I'm going to give the exam, some questions are tough, still can I get 75 at least, or 70, nothing below 70. You should practice at least for 80-85 marks. So even if the question 3-4 questions are tough that year, I should go and get 75 marks. So way ahead 66, isn't it? 66 in whatever the case, I'll be pakka getting. So you prepare in that manner. We anyway in the class will be discussing on the strategy to clear the CSAT paper. And the general studies, of course, depending on the difficulty level of the question, the cutoff has been varying. So if the question is tough, definitely the cutoff will come down. Then again go to the mains. Simultaneously again. Prelims, whatever the topic I am doing, since I am doing polity, fundamental right I am doing, okay. So let me see what question in fundamental right has come from the prelim and what question has come from the mains perspective, right? Similar way you do the DPSP, I mean entire polity, entire history, entire geography, what questions in prelim and what question in mains. And how many years papers you should see? How many years for paper? 10 years. When you see the 10 years paper, you will get a quite clear idea that what kind of question, what is the pattern of questions are they asking. Many a time, people will complain that, in history, there are so many dates. But are they asking dates? If they are not asking the dates, then I'm not bothered about remembering all the dates. And if at all they are asking dates, what are the kind of dates they are asking? Whether they are asking very minute dates, something which is very difficult to remember, or the dates which is has got more historical significance. 1857, everybody will remember, first war of independence, right? 1757, Battle of Plassey, isn't it? Maybe they will ask when somebody asks you when the fourth Anglo-Mysore war happened, maybe you will find it difficult to remember when third Maratha war when happened, fourth Mysore war. But when I ask Battle of Plassey, it's a very significant landmark in the history, isn't it? So we have to understand what type of dates are there, and who will give this idea? The previous year paper will give me the idea. In polity also, people have a lot of kind of difficulty in remembering the articles of the constitution, the provisions of the constitution. So again, let me see what in these 10 years, what type of question has been come from the article sections of the Indian polity. So accordingly, I can prepare what are the important sections from where they have asked the article. Do I need to remember all the 445 articles, 450 articles? Right. So you will come to know what are the important articles we have to remember. Not all the 445 articles you have to remember. Right. So that is how the previous year paper will give you the real insight into what the type of question has been asked, both in prelims, in mains. Fine. previous year's paper, the significance of previous year paper, clear? It's very important. In fact, along with the syllabus, it is the previous year paper which gives you the best guidance. Even you ask to a mentor, sir, what type of questions are asking, they will guide you. See the previous year paper. Okay. So the knowledge of syllabus and previous year paper that solves much of your problems. That gives you a good, solid kind of the groundwork where you can really start your work. Now newspaper reading. The role of current affairs is important at all the three stages of your examination, isn't it? All the three stages: prelims, mains, interview. More in your mains and interview. More in your mains and interview. Prelims, I have seen that if your statics are very good, conventional part of your syllabus. There is one is the conventional part of the syllabus, and one is the dynamic aspect of the syllabus. Dynamic means current oriented. For example, citizenship. Now, citizenship is mentioned in the Indian Constitution, right? It's not mentioned. It is not mentioned. Which part of the? I mean, there is the article from your 5 to 11 that deals with the citizenship. So why it is not mentioned? It is mentioned. I'm talking about the provision about citizenship has been it is there or not. So there is the static parts of the question. What is the dynamic? Now Citizens Amendment Act. Have you heard about Citizens Amendment Act? Have you heard? How many of you have heard Citizens Amendment Act? Yes, raise your hand. Citizens Amendment Act. How many of you have know about? No. So Citizens Amendment Act, it was brought in 2020, in which basically the government of India will be conferring citizenship rights on the on Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikh, Christians, so all the communities except the Muslim community. From those who are the citizens of or those who have basically come to India from Bangladesh, in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Those who had come from Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan, they had come to India, but they had not got the citizenship rights because they had migrated from these countries. Because it is said that there is a religious persecution of these non-Muslims in those countries, right? So on that basis, the government of India has come up with this Citizens Amendment Act, which will confer citizens' rights to all these people except the non-Muslims or except the Muslim people. If the Muslim people had come from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh to India, for them there is no citizenship right. So this is what it is a dynamic aspect. What is given in the Constitution about the citizenship, that is the static portion. And what is the dynamic aspect? The law which has came in 2020 or any recent amendment, that will be the dynamic aspect. So the newspaper will help you in what? Updating the dynamic aspect. See, if you have not read the newspaper, you will not know about the Citizens Amendment Act, isn't it? So the good portion of your mains you will not be able to do, because in mains what happens? Whatever the answers you write, you need examples first of all. You need examples. You need data. You need figure to support your answer, right? So for that, the knowledge of current affairs is extremely important. Secondly, some of the questions will come from the current affairs directly. Like they will ask about the Citizens Amendment Act, which is the current affairs question. Only it's a current affairs question, isn't it? So that's the reason the knowledge of current affairs is extremely important. And for that, what is the main source? What is the main source? Newspaper. And apart from newspaper, magazines. Newspaper and magazines. So newspaper, again, you cannot go through so many newspapers. One newspaper, That is preferably the Hindu or the Indian Express. Any one of them. The Hindu or the Indian Express. Any one of them. Magazines, any particular, one magazine only, monthly magazine. We will be giving from our side monthly magazines from the market, whichever you like. One, it's not like you are studying the monthly magazines which is given by our institute and also from other institutes. Then again, as sir has mentioned, so many materials means you will not be able to consolidate. So whatever I study, I should be able to consolidate. See again, people will say that in prelims, this particular year the question has of history has come from Tamil Nadu textbook. Now suppose one or two question has come from Tamil Nadu textbook, but majority of the question has come from the known source, NCRT. So if I have, should I go for those two questions or should I go for the majority of the questions? Or for example, 80% of the polity questions has come from Lakshmikant. I have studied Lakshmikant. 80% of the polity question has come from Lakshmikant. 20% of the question has come from outside. Then again, should I go for the other source also? What 80% has come? Let me consolidate. And anyway, the UPSC is not asking you to, get all out of 200 marks. They are simply asking you to get 50%. So consolidation is important. Whatever a question has come from the 80% source, I should be able to solve at least 70% from that. Isn't it? So that's the reason that you go through a very limited source, one newspaper regularly. Again, many people, they don't read the newspaper regularly. They feel that, I should read only magazines. Because the entire compilation of 1 month, what is important, it comes in the magazine. But then in the magazine, you will get a stale news, isn't it? Then what has happened in the last month, you will be reading this month, isn't it? Old news. What about today? As a civil servant, you are supposed to be informed what has happened today, isn't it? They won't ask you, as a policy maker, as a bureaucrat, you should be knowing what has happened today, isn't it? If you don't read the newspaper and something has happened in your district, you still believe in reading the magazine. Let me read the magazine. But what has happened? Something has happened today in my district. I'm unaware of that because I'm not reading the newspaper. The magazines will not give you today's news, right? That's the reason the reading daily newspaper is extremely important to be updated on daily basis. And secondly, reading newspaper, not reading, I would say studying newspaper helps you in one is vocabulary building. Secondly, reading habit, which is, your CSAT, there is a comprehension and passage, comprehension and passage. So when you read the newspaper regularly, you develop a habit of reading and comprehending the thing, isn't it? Reading fast as well as comprehending, understanding the thing. So that will help you in CSAT, comprehension and passage. You read the article very fast because in the newspaper you have developed the habit of reading fast and then understanding also, not only reading, but then understanding also. So whatever you read at the same speed, you should be able to process and understand, right? So reading newspaper daily will help you not only building in terms of your, the knowledge about current affairs, but also build up your vocabulary. It build up your reading ability. It build up your understanding ability. And of course, the data, examples, the knowledge of the topic itself. These are the additional benefits which you will be getting from reading the newspaper, right? Now, how to read a newspaper? Again, we will be dealing in about the newspaper in detail once the class starts. But basically, what you have to do, there are so many pages in the newspaper, isn't it? I can't read all the, if I keep on reading all the pages, some 12, 13, 14 pages, then entire day I'll keep on reading newspaper. So in that front page, that is the breaking news, right? Front page of your newspaper, and then the state part you can skip. State part you can skip, then come to the national part. National news. For the UPSC, you are supposed to know about the national perspective, national news. And then the most important becomes the editorial section. So the front paper news, the editorial section, and the national news. In national news also, whatever happens regarding the political news, we are not supposed to read that what Mr. Gandhi has said about Mr. Modi, or Mr. Modi has told about the opposition, right? That there is a knee-jerk reaction. The opposition only go for the knee-jerk reactions and all, and you know, making fun of the opposition, such kind of things. No, not required. What Mamta Didi has told in the parliament, we're not supposed to know about all the political things. What we are supposed to know, what is the administrative, how it affects the administration, because anyway you are going to become an administrator, right? So what is the problem, what is the issues, and what is the solution, that you will get it from the editorial. If you read the editorial regularly, in the editorial it contains all the economic news, all the the political news, which important political, all the administrative news, everything which is important. And then you have to develop the art of writing also, the way it is written in the editorial. So editorial also helps in your writing skill. Of course you need to practice, but then you would know, okay, this is the way an article is written. So if I get an essay to write over this, this is the way I have to present, this is how my introduction should be, this is what my body should be, and this is how my conclusion should be, isn't it? So it helps you in, you know, all the stages, prelims, mains, interview, making you updated, and then it additionally builds your vocabulary. I mean, it enriches you so much. If you read newspaper, it gives like, enlightening feeling that, I know the thing, isn't it? Like, when I asked you, raise your hand, how many of you know the Citizens Amendment Act? You didn't feel confident, isn't it? Because you have not read it. The same way, somebody, you go to the interview and they ask you about certain things, and if you don't know, you will feel less confident, isn't it? So, but if I'm aware about the thing, I'll feel more confident. So it's all about preparation. If I'm more prepared, I'll feel more confident. So do the preparation part. The confidence will automatically come. So, and confidence is required, prelims, mains, interview, and all the three stages, confidence is required. Many times we study so much, but then we don't gain the confidence. And how will you gain the confidence? Through the test. How you perform in the test? Good standard test. Good standard test. And then you solve the previous year questions paper. You come to know, yes, most of the question I am able to solve. So that gives you the confidence.
Yes. So if you want more details about examination and the batch what we are going to start, if you want to know the details, you just visit our academy. You will be getting free counseling from our team experts again. So just anytime you can walk into our academy, fourth floor the offices. So you will be having counselors. They'll give you the complete details regarding what exact information that you want. Okay, right? So thank you for online, and thank you all of you. All the best.